This is going to be a shorter video, just a bit of an addition to the one I recorded a few days ago about the electric competitors to the electric Brompton. As you can see, the electric Brompton cost you $3,700, and I mentioned the Gocycle, the Tinker. Those are two excellent bikes, and also the Red Power, which I have never actually ridden, but it is one of the more reliable brands for that type of a bike. If you want to get a foldable, small wheel, 20-inch wheel, fat bike, that's really a beach bike or a snow bike that you can get for a fraction of the cost of the Brompton. For this video, I would like to start with the Bike Friday. The Bike Friday is actually a high-quality handmade bike. You have to communicate with them. It's not as easy as going into the website and just buying something off the shelf. You have to communicate with them, and they hand build the bikes that you order. And they will add an electric drive to it. There is the ugly center drive. I have never promoted any of these kits because they are just so ugly. But typically Bike Friday buyers don't care much about the design of the product. I never thought very highly of the design, but it is well put together. It is high quality and handmade. If you take care of it, it can last a lifetime. And you have absolutely amazing customizing options, including the much desired belt drive, which many of us with the chain would like to have. The real fun part here is that they also sell you a small hub drive that looks like a 250 watt, very basic thing, but you can clock it maybe to 300, maybe even a little bit more. Even if it's 250, it's just as powerful as the Brompton. And the nice thing is you can take it off. So you can see all these wires going around just like with the Brompton, but you can fairly easily remove this wheel, put in a mechanical wheel, and use this for flying or when you want to travel light. A really ugly website, if I may add. This is really a family business. So this is like an honorable mention, not one of the bikes I recommend because this is not top-end design, and the way you go about getting a bike is not that user-friendly. If you want something more user-friendly, still cheap, actually cheaper than the Brompton, you can opt for the Austrian Vello. This is again something I have not personally ridden or touched. I have been observing them for a while. I think overall the design and the fold are both awkward. This is how it folds. But in exchange, and I also don't like the front fitting. It looks like a bit flimsy. Nice website though. I like the way you can just zoom in. Very nice. This is supposed to be handmade in Austria, so the frames are supposed to be quite good, but they are just pretty ugly in my opinion. You have a massive front rack, and you can configure it in any way you want. This rear hub motor is really an Italian development. Where can I show it to you? Okay, you can see it here, you can see it here. What this does is they put everything, including the controller and even the batteries, into this hub. What this means is, first of all, the speed is not going to be any better than the Brompton. It's only 15 miles per hour because overheating with the batteries this close to the motor is a serious problem. But the computer, everything is in there, so the way you interact with it is via an app. You can download an app onto your phone, and that's how you can manipulate it. But the nice thing is this one actually does have regenerative braking. This is possibly the only bike in the entire bunch I have mentioned in the previous video and also in this one that has regenerative braking. In fact, it thrives on doing that. So if you want to operate the bike without ever plugging it in, you can. But I'm just warning you, I have regenerative braking as well. I love it for the braking effect, but it takes a long time to fill up the battery, even a tiny one like this. Finally, a third one I should mention, but this should be number 6 if we count the previous video. This is cheap, even cheaper than the Brompton, gives you more power. This is actually a high quality Bosch kit. This is just about the best kit you can get. I have ridden I have ridden several bikes with the Bosch. It's a great kit. My only objection to it is this German mania of control and efficiency. This kit actually does not allow you to accelerate full force unless you go through the gears. So you have to be the most efficient as you accelerate, which means if you are in a deadly situation, this is not the kit to use to get out of it, because it restricts the rate of your acceleration. That's the only part I don't like. There is a compatible battery. It's a very high quality kit. They have practically no problems with it. However, you wonder how does Tern get the price down to lower than the Brompton? Well, part of it is that Tern is a much larger operation. This is a strictly profit-based bottom line company, and the frames are machine-made. So I wouldn't bet on this frame lasting a lifetime, especially if you drop it, half folded. So that's why this is really an honorable mention, not so much recommended as the king of bikes. But this is something you might want to consider if you don't like some aspects of the Brompton electric. This is more powerful. You get bigger wheels and bigger tires, wider tires, and the way it rolls about, you can roll it on just one wheel. That's actually much more convenient than the way the Brompton does it. But of all bicycles I have mentioned, including the Bike Friday, the Brompton is still the most compact. So if compactness is what you're after, and you don't want to get your own kit and install it on the Brompton, which would be my choice, then you have no alternative. The only thing you can do is to go to the Brompton shop and get it from them. It's going to cost you close to $4,000. You can sort of remove the kit if you buy a mechanical wheel, but you cannot attach a regular bag without the battery. Maybe you can pull the battery out. So it's not a perfect kit. There are many arguments against it, but it is the most compact one. And so now you have 6 alternatives. You have the Gocycle, the Tinker, and the Red Power I previously mentioned in the other video. And now I'm adding to the lineup the Bike Friday, the Vello, and some of the Tern bikes. Now Tern also has a ton of other electric bikes. In fact, something like half of their bikes that are on the market are now electric, but they can be really expensive. They have cargos, and even without the cargo, they can go up to $8,000. Which is quite a bit if you think of the fact that this is a machine-made frame. Okay, this concludes my journey into electric alternatives to the Brompton, and I will be back with a different topic next time.